everyone, right here at KK's Fit Kitchen live Wednesday webinars. So if you missed them, I do record them, and so you'll be able to receive. So what are we going to be talking about tonight is 5 ways to build healthier habits in the kitchen. So some unique things that you might not have thought about, and I'm going to be cooking along while we're doing this, and I'll stop the PowerPoint to share and to talk and to show you different things in my kitchen that go along with that. So let's get moving along, because the kitchen is such an important place. It is the center of the home. Energetically, it is the center of our health. If you look at Feng Shui, so there's so many reasons to transform your kitchen and slowly make some changes. So let me share the screen here and pick up my PowerPoint. And so hold on, let me get to the top here. Whoopsie. Hide. Okay, hold on a sec. I'm just trying to hide the video panel. There we go. All right, fabulous. Oops, we're jumping ahead here. Okay, so if anyone else comes in, I'll just let them into the show. But yeah, so I wanted to do these live webinars just to create connection with everyone and to showcase what's going on in my kitchen live here. So 5 healthy kitchen habits. First of all, just so you guys know, I am the creator of the bioenergetic cooking method. We'll just break this down. Bio means life. Energetic is vitality, and that sounds amazing. That's exactly what the method's all about. It's all that goes into life and vitality. And you'll see a few slides down. We talk about food as information. It's a new concept. For many doctors, it's a new concept to really understand food in the matter of medicine, food in the matter of how it really is so important for our health. In fact, kind of 90% of food and lifestyle are affected here. So it's really that food has energy and an information, and really this infusion of intention into what we're doing. But these fresh herbs are all part of the intention and the pleasure that comes from being at home. So habits. Well, we just want to slow down and not get too worried about, you know, having to make too many changes, but slowly get there and transform. This is a great time of year right now to throw out. I've been going through my closet and weeding out a few things. Throw out what no longer serves you and start over. My book that's coming out is going to have a section about transforming your kitchen. And people that work with me also get healthy kitchen curating tips and a whole guide on how to do that. Because we're creating sustainable health. I don't talk about diets with my clients. We don't need to. We just slowly create sustainable health, and that's what you want. We do that through education and through actually cleaning up the body. Because once the body is not loaded with so many stimulants from chemicals, food, sugar, alcohol, other things, you can listen to your body, and it really starts to help you. So when I talk to my clients about change, do we look at the days, like on average 18 days. So your body starts to crave things that you do, like if you go for a walk every morning, your body starts to like that. It just gets built in. 66 days average, though, for new behaviors to become automatic. That's why, you know, generally need to work with clients for about 3 months. So let's start looking at some of the pictures here. I'm going to turn down the little saucepan here. You'll see when we come back on, but I have some sweet onions and some poblano peppers here. I'm using some things that I have in the refrigerator to make myself something to eat. Now, I'm sure you've been looking at this photo going, that does not look pleasurable, good, or anything. So they have some, you know, they have some good pieces to the puzzle here, but it's a mess. And it does not support good health. And you have to ask yourself, would you want to create in that? Would your children want to create in that? And what does that say about how you feel about yourself or about your health. So not that we're all going to be able to have a big kitchen like this, but the thing is, it's something to achieve that it's well organized, it's bright. You see the fresh fruit always on the counter. You'll see that in my kitchen as well. But mess equals stress. So clear, neat, organized invites vibrant health and creativity, and that's what we're after. You want to enjoy going to the kitchen and creating, and that's one of the tips here. So the number one tip is cooking more often. Dr. Mark Hyman is doing a great job. I'm going to show his book of Food, What the Heck to Eat. He cooks a lot himself, him and his wife, but you're in charge of the quality and energy of the ingredients. This is actually one of the tips of bioenergetic cooking that goes into the intention, because the quality of the food, you'll see the photonic energy. This is stuff we can't see, but it's real and the body knows it and feels it. So the energy equated with food is much higher when you have higher quality ingredients or fresher ingredients or pulled right from the ground from the farmer's market the night before. And choice really does matter. So we need to stop looking for cheap when it comes to food, because your cells is what you're feeding your body so that you can create cleaner blood. So that blood supports and nourishes new cells. And as we create new cells that are healthier, we create a healthier body. We shine brighter, our skin is brighter, our eyes are brighter. And hold on one second, I've got to plug this in. All right. Okay, we're good here. So slowing down and connecting with food via the senses gets the body ready to receive and digest. So that's about chopping up your herbs, smelling the onion. Some kids don't even know what certain foods even look like, or even adults. You don't even know what like a raw piece of sweet potato tastes like even, or any of the veggies and fruits. You can smell them, you taste them, your brain gets engaged, your body is ready to receive, and your digestive system starts in the brain. Two of the main enzymes that help you digest food start in the mouth. That's why chewing is so important. But as you think about food, your mouth starts to salivate. That salivation starts the enzyme production and the acid production in your stomach. And a time to connect with family, get kids away from the TV. In fact, turn off the TV or mainstream TV, which is loaded with commercials for junk food and other stuff, games, and create. So get them away from the TV and the games, get them cooking and creating. Kids actually like it. They like food. People love food. So the kids are no different. And this is what I was talking about. So food is information. It's a relatively newer concept. It was to me 3 years ago, because I knew food as medicine, and that intrigued me. Food is information really intrigued me. And that is in line with the epigenetics work they're doing. It talks to your DNA. Food washes over our cells. It is the most powerful tool to change our health and environment, which is on our fork every day. So it's the single most important thing, but we really take it for granted because health has not been focused so much on food, and the food companies have taken over. So here's this book. I have this book. I love it. I love what he's doing. It's the best thing you can do for your budget as well, and your health. It's so funny. People complain about, food, but they'll go spend so much extra on low quality takeout food because it's quick, just when you can actually simply make something delicious, real, and whole in your kitchen. But a healthy kitchen really is the foundation for a healthy you. The most important thing. So let's stop the share for a second and let me just show you some of the stuff that I'm doing here, because finding pleasure is coming up, and that's loaded. So what I'm doing is I'm taking some things and I'm going to be adding, this is actually cauliflower rice. So I had this left over. I made it just over the weekend. And so I had some of that left over. I'm going to be sauteing it up. I'm going to show you how easy. I made a risotto with this. I'm going to show you how you can take some leftovers, and I'm going to make something with an egg, really easy. So I've already sauteed up the onion. You always start with the onion, and I don't have any mushrooms left, but I would put those in there too. I have a little bit of poblano pepper here, and I saute with coconut oil. It's safe for the heat, and it provides a healthy fat for the body, and so that's what we're sauteing in. It gives you a little bit of sweetness. It does not taste like coconuts. So I'm just going to be adding this to it. And so check over here. When you have an organized kitchen, and I teach people how to organize the cabinets too. So it makes it nice when you can see your spices. So I come over to my cabinet here, and I look in, and I'm like, okay, what sounds good? So I grabbed out some fresh oregano, basil. I'm going to be putting some dry herbs on here, and I use fresh herbs for topping or for sauces after they're already done. And I'm going to put the dry ones on. I'm feeling like I want a little paprika in here. Just gives it a little smoky, kind of interesting flavor. So this is where your creativity comes in, and you should engage, get your children used to kind of just looking at what's there and saying, hey, we can make this. Because quite honestly, it's so fun just to create up something. So I'm going to toss this around, and I'll put the spices back. And I'm going to be getting just a little bit of Himalayan sea salt. Bring out a little brightness there. And we're going to turn this up and let it saute a little. I'm going to cover it so that the cauliflower cooks a little bit. And then we're going to add an egg to it. And this is kind of like my recipe for, so I always have this bowl right here. Let me show you. I always have this bowl. It's a big, beautiful bowl. Now, normally, it would be hiding somewhere, but I love this bowl, so I fill it with squashes, sweet potatoes. So I always see what's available, my onions, the dry stuff that doesn't need to be in the refrigerator can go in here. These are scallions, so I use a lot of these in either like a chicken dish, or I make fresh dressings with purple sweet potatoes. So one great thing you can do with a sweet potato, we'll talk about the meals, you peel it and then you can shred it. And that shredded sweet potato cooks up really quick. And you can cook it in the pan, just like I'm doing now, with the cauliflower rice. And you can serve it just as a side with some chopped up garlic and onion, and some fresh oregano on top. This recipe is in my book. Or you can create some holes, drop in some eggs, and it's a delicious anytime kind of meal. All right, so let's go on to the pleasure part. And let's see what we got here. So finding pleasure, if you look at the picture here, so this is how I serve myself. It doesn't matter if it's just you, 2 people, 6 people. Take time to make your plate look nice so that it's inviting. And it's on a plate that you enjoy. It's colorful. We look away from pain and we look toward pleasure all the time. So if your mindset says cooking is not fun, you're going to find ways to make it fun, pleasurable. Thinking about tasting and smelling and using your senses is amazing. Making a beautiful plate, using your creativity. If you're a design kind of person and you don't cook that much, well, use that design in your plates. And sit down to eat at least one meal. A lot of people are working, but when you're working and eating, you're not paying attention to your food. So often what I'll do is I'll get up from my desk because I'm at home here, or in the evening, I'll sit down and I might enjoy watching a nice movie while I'm eating. But when you're sitting down and you're not being bombarded with emails and phone, you'll be able to taste, enjoy, smell, bring some awareness to the food that you're receiving. You can eat more slowly, have a conversation with your partner, cut out the distractions. There's nothing worse than being at a really amazing restaurant and, some of the people at the table on their phones. It should just be cut the distractions and really concentrate on the food. Real whole foods too. This is where the pleasure really is. Let me just cut here. Let's see what the next, I'm going to show you something else, but this is Food Babe and her daughter. I love her new book that's out. I already got it. I ordered it early. She's done an amazing job. I wish I had her budget. But, you know, connecting, nurturing, and growing through food, this is the oldest tradition that there is, and we really got away from that, especially starting in the 70s. So really, it is part of my passion with what I'm doing to reconnect people to the kitchen, to that craft, to that just natural nurturing, and really getting in touch with food. And even if your partner's just watching you, but you guys can talk about the day and just what you might want to do, but it's a way to connect. Because too many people are just looking at their partner, both of them are on the phone, checking social media, and that is empty. So replacing cheap with real. So, you know, ditch the old cheap cookie jars and candy dishes and really have a counter filled with ripening fresh fruits, organic fruits, have nut butters readily available. That's what I'm going to show you here. A variety of nuts and seeds, organic chocolate chips, organic dried fruits. That's what's in my cabinet. And so when I want a little snack, and you know, I don't snack that often because I like to have a really full meal. And when we have dense nutrients, we're not looking to eat every 2 hours. Beautiful bowls filled with squashes and root veggies. I just showed you that. Color and creativity. So that's what this really brings here. Getting some fun, colorful plates. I mean, you can, even if you just go to TJ Maxx and Marshalls, you might find a couple that, so you have some interesting, fun little plates. I always have little white dishes. So when I'm doing my food prep, I have stuff, and calming music. I always have nice music on. I always have flowers. I always have sunflowers in my kitchen, and inviting friends to dinner and to engage with you in the kitchen. It's just a really amazing place. So this delicious, never deprived, that is a saying that one of my clients came up with, and this goes with step number 5, by the way. So she just changed her whole mindset. She didn't focus on what she couldn't have. She focused on all the amazing things that I was introducing her to. So she just was like, wow, and she was a tough one because there was a lot that she was allergic to, food allergies. So here's all my nicely organized jars with labels. And so when I go there and I open it up, it's a variety. It's a healthy. I just made a charcuterie platter, all organic. But the reason people like it is so much color and it's so much flavor and variety. It's amazing. Here, this is my hug in a jar that is so terrific. I keep in the refrigerator. These are easy, super easy snack balls. Like when you make them, you just keep them in the fridge in little containers. So you always have something yummy. So before we go on, let me just show you one thing here. I'm going to stop the share. So the nut butter, so that's why I have these little containers. So I have lots of them. So if I want a snack, so if you are going somewhere, bring a snack with you, like something cut up, or you keep nut butter at work when you're not at home. What am I looking for? Oh, so here's I have a big bowl over there with fresh organic apples. And the Asian pears are in season in the fall. In fact, pears are they're crisp and they're hard like an apple. They're amazing for snacks. So I'll just slice them up. And I love these nice little containers I have. And I'll just put them in here. And I have my little dipping with, I add a little coconut oil to the almond butter. It thins it out a little bit, but this makes a really tasty little dip and fun. And I'll even put some cinnamon on. So delicious. So, you know, I'm here by myself, but I want it to be really nice and fun. All right, so what's happening here? Let me stir this up. Turn it up. Get it to saute. Then we're gonna add some coconut milk to that. So this is yummy. Let me just start to share again. So we're back, crowding out with dense nutrients. Does this food not look great? When the body is filled up on this, now these are edible flowers. This is a blackberry salad made with baby, what is on here? This is a white cabbage. It's always nice to throw in a little different things. There's blackberries, there's baby spinach, there's arugula, there's lots of, I know there's a lot of fresh herbs in here. My salads are epic, and the flavor mixture, a lot of that stuff is from, I remember from that salad, it's from the farmer's markets. That's where you get the edible flowers. And the dressing on top will be a very easy buckwheat honey balsamic. So simple, like whip it up. And here, this is just a quick preparation. Actually, this is when my brother and sister-in-law were down, and they were rented a home, and they invited me over to dinner, and they cook a lot at home. So really just crowding out with delicious, dense nutrients. The body is just really, really happy where you're shifting away from that restricted diet mentality. There's nothing that I feel deprived on at all. Now, this is a plate that I made. These are my apple sage turkey burgers. Just delicious over a seasoned bed of arugula with some grapefruit, and there's probably some microgreens in here, and some avocado. No need for a bun. It's just extra. Most of my clients have, they have weight loss goals, and they might have blood sugar things going on. So we really need to cut down, and loading up on dense nutrients keeps the body nice and stable. We're focusing on fats, fiber, and protein at every meal. Just keeping it stable, helping control cravings for quick carbs. Because those quick carbs, even pretzels, it's not food at all to the body. It just creates a spike of insulin and then cortisol, just keeping our body out of sync. Using more cruciferous veggies, that's what we're using here. This is the cauliflower. So just a note on cauliflower. Now, risotto or rice, you're going to have a carb conversion for sugar for about 8 to 10 teaspoons. Whereas with cauliflower, you have less than 3 teaspoon conversion for an entire head of cauliflower. So that's just amazing. When we come off, I'm going to add the coconut cream. Let's see what else is here. So here's the reality. This is a fridge of most standard average Americans. So what you're looking at is all the colorful junk that the food companies, and this is why I often suggest to not shop at the conventional grocery stores. Whole Foods is not more expensive if you're just getting the good stuff. I mean, and you're definitely worth it, and that's part of it. But all of this here, we're going to see the standard American diet is filled with things that cause obesity, obesogens, and they're filled with the high fructose corn syrup, the MSG, everything the body doesn't need. This is one of our physicians. She posted this only 2 months ago. I use it in one of my C.R.E.E.D programs, in the C.R.E.E.D program here, but physicians are chasing down a disease epidemic, and they are discouraged about overtaking it because people are getting sicker with every meal they eat. So these are the functional and integrative doctors, but this is a report, and this is what's going on. This is a truth that's not told. I talk about fatty liver. I have an entire folder on it. Most people do not know. It's something that's caused in passing, but metabolic syndrome, Dr. Mercola expects at least 90% of the people have a little issue with metabolic instability, meaning you're getting your energy from glucose or fat. Now look at all these foods. These all are loaded with high fructose corn syrup. I used to eat power bars thinking that they were, of course they were good. They certainly weren't healthy. And they all have a negative effect on the liver. Over 100 million people are right now having problems with the non-alcoholic fatty liver. At least 12% are not even aware. Most doctors don't connect it to heart disease. It's a surging epidemic. Big food is just making up so many chemicals to keep us addicted. And the high fructose corn syrup is stuffed into every processed food. And, you know, they can put organic or natural on a label. So it's a great time of year to transform this, Aunt Jemima. the sauces, the condiments, even, I'll show you one other thing here. Yeah, so in the 1970s, it's before that. So if you think about your grandparents, you know, having a dessert, it was different then because sugar was not everywhere. When I in my C.R.E.E.D program, which I'll talk about at the end, when I show people how many teaspoons of sugar people are having, it's up around 70. Our body is not equipped to have any more than really 24. And so the high fructose corn syrup in a lot of yogurts, breads, frozen pizzas, cereal bars, cocktail peanuts, boxes of macaroni and cheese, which I thought was amazing when I was 6 and learned how to make it. Salad dressings, tomato-based sauces, applesauce, canned fruit. Wow. Fatty liver and gut lining deterioration. So we wonder why there's so much autoimmune now and leaky gut. That's one of the contributions to it. So go-to dishes, that's number 4. Have your go-to dishes that are mileage meals. So let's talk about some of these. Sprouted quinoa. I show people how to make so many things with sprouted quinoa. In my book, I'm going to talk about some great meal, the meal prep options, what things go together. But when I do meal prep at someone's home, having sprouted quinoa, which you can freeze and it keeps really well in the fridge, you can make so many different things with it. Here's a salad that's made with, so warm salad with asparagus and just adding in fresh red onion and sweet, organic sweet peppers. This is the dandelion green moringa pesto. It's another one of my favorites for meal prep. I use it for so many things, stuffing chicken, putting it on zucchini, putting it on alternative pasta, black bean, spaghetti. Having dark leafy greens, of course, you need those for many different things because we need our greens, whether you're making your green smoothie or just, you know, putting your plant-based burgers or burgers on a bed of leafy greens. We need to load up at least 2/3 a plate with veggies. Having the cruciferous veggies, cauliflower and broccoli are 2 of the popular ones, along with Brussels. Having avocados, I'll show you on my counter. I always have some ready and ripening. They're hard, buy them when they're hard. And then in the process of ripening, you put them in the refrigerator in a nice bin so they don't smack into each other. I'll show you. Always have pastured eggs on hand, unless you don't eat eggs. But I do. I get high quality pastured eggs. It's a good source of protein for me. Squashes, I showed you the ones I have. Having root veggies, carrots, rutabaga, turnip, sweet potatoes. These last a long time, even if you prep them in a bag, so that you can either shred them, you can roast them really quick. You can make a bowl with some beans and some potatoes and greens, and then you can top it with an egg. So there's so many different easy, colorful, beautiful things. Having lemon, ginger, and turmeric around, very important. I show people how to make a really easy, delicious golden latte in my program. Green and sweet apples. I like the sweet apples for snacks. That's why you should always have very good sharp knives available, and they should be out where you can get to them easily, and a nice cutting board that's sizable, that's available. Mine's out all the time because it's a part of my health here. And butter beans, garbanzo beans, black beans. So I get the Edam brand. This is the sweet potato I was telling you about with the egg in the center, topped with fresh oregano. And this is actually a collard green wrap. This breakfast wrap is to die for. Seriously. So let me stop the share for a second. So here on my counter, we've got the avocados, we've got the citrus. I always have lemon and because I use a lot of lemon in the smoothies, but I also will be putting them into dressings. These are hard avocados, and so I have this tray. It's all ready to go because I'm going to be making my chocolate avocado mousse, but you can get one of these trays. It keeps your avocados from banging into each other. And let's see what this is doing. We're going to add, I want it to be cooked a little bit more, like crunchier, almost like a fried rice. And if you see them make fried rice, they use hardwood oil in front of you at the those steakhouses, those whatever, I don't know, Japanese places where they cook in front of you, and I don't know what kind of things. This is coconut cream. I had it left over. So I'm gonna add that. All right, let me just put it over here. I'm not wasting time. I always clean up in between while I'm cooking. So we're just gonna sauce this in. And then I'm just gonna crack an egg in the center. And then let it cook down. So this is one of the brands I get. We also have pastured fresh eggs at our farmer's market. If you can get them there, or you know somebody that actually has their own chickens, those are fantastic. Pastured eggs have a much brighter yolk, so they're higher in nice omega-3 fats. And if you're worried about cholesterol, stop worrying. It's your liver. You need cholesterol. Your liver is in charge of your lipid profile. In fact, I'm getting blood tests done tomorrow morning. Oh, so I need to, well, I will be fasting. It's only 6:30, it seems so late. So I ordered my own, but so your lipid profile, your blood lipid, that's all from the liver. You clean up your liver and you'll be fine. So cholesterol is not the main cause of heart disease. It's the high fructose corn syrup and all the inflammation. So let's just mix this in. I'm gonna also saute some greens in here. So I'll probably cut up a little chard and put that in. So let's just cover that up. What else did I want to show you here? I don't remember. So let's keep going. These Asian pears are so delish. I don't know, but go get them. Whole Foods is loaded with them. Let me start to share. Oh, so here's the Swiss chard. I'm going to get some of that out. But so a healthy mindset is number 5. And get education from, you know, Dr. Mark Hyman has a great podcast. A Food Babe does. Dr. Axe does a lot of stuff. I do tons of education. It's my passion. And I'll talk to you about the C.R.E.E.D program coming up, which is loaded with amazing education in just 5 days. But you are worth it. Your kitchen, how you eat, the food you buy, where you shop, that all shows how you're investing in your health. It should be a huge investment. And what you realize is that when you're eating healthy and you're not having cravings for a bunch of junk, you don't need as much food. Just the right kind of high quality food. Positive, encouraging. So your mindset, you know, it's about shifting your mindset. Like I told you, my client with the delicious, never deprived, she was focusing on what she could eat, all the amazing things you can eat. And then also kind of, you know, backing away from watching so much conventional TV where, you know, they target children, all the ads and everything, but we are still in charge of our child's education and palate early on, and that's where it starts. Creativity, engaging in creativity is so relaxing. And so part of being in the kitchen, you can't really screw up meals. You know, you're gonna eat something unless you burn it, but just taking real food and herbs and just mixing them together, trying new recipes, or just getting creative is really, really fantastic. So before I come back to this reset before the holidays, let's cut up some chard. Stop this for a sec. So I want to put some greens in there, and I just got some fresh Swiss chard, which I love sauteed. So if you've never seen it, this is what fresh organic chard looks like. So amazing. So just yesterday I did some juicing, and my whole kitchen, it just, you smell life, and that's what it's all about, that engages. So I'm going to use these smaller pieces here. Just use these 3. I'll put those back in the fridge. And so the way that I like to do this, here, put it down. I'm just going to roll. This helps you just get little ribbons, which I kind of like if I'm going to put it in with the eggs. Nice. And then you can just cut it down the center if you want. So let's just add the greens. I'm just going to wilt them. So this is cooking up nice. So it's kind of like, it's all about the flavor. It smells amazing. So I don't know if you can see it over there. This is going to be really filling and really nutrient dense. So really easy to, I usually eat bigger during lunchtime. So, so let's recap the 5, and I'm going to tell you about getting reset before the holiday. So basically, the first healthy habit is cooking more often. The second is finding pleasure in the whole process, because we want to go toward pleasure and away from pain. That is normal. Crowding out with dense nutrients, looking at all this amazing stuff that you can explore. You know, just pick a different greens that if you haven't, to figure out how to cook. Sauteing bok choy takes like 2 minutes, and a little olive oil and chopped up garlic is so divine. And having your go-to dishes that are like mileage meals, and understand and cooking stuff where you can do a lot of prep. Not a lot of prep, but some prep, and I'm going to have those prep tools in the book for you. And then cultivating a healthy mindset. So let me go back to the share, and I'm just going to share with you this program. It's a great reset. I've rolled it out already 3 times. I have the second session of the fall harvest C.R.E.E.D program. So this is a 5-day program, simple and easy. Actually, it's for anyone, even if they're already healthy. They're going to get a lot of information they might not know. The fall is a perfect time for an energy reset, because we're coming up to a shift of season. We're coming up before the holiday when things get stressful, and you want to gain those really healthy tools to help you get through, and to know, like, if you have a big day and a big party, that you can come the next day and practice some type of time restricted eating, or intermittent fasting, or making yourself a healthy smoothie, and learning about these things in the way that this is the way I've been doing it for the last 8 years now. So navigating the holiday traps, and to gently detox, and understanding what gentle detox is. It's necessary all the time, but we're going to go into it. I invite you to check it out. It's on my website, right under services. And it really is an epic 5-day program. I'm really proud of it. I got such great feedback. It's got really easy daily steps, recipes. You get a whole collection of recipes. You get videos that I send to you on how to do them. It's really about delivering you more vibrant energy and getting that healthy glow on before the holidays, getting a little control, feeling more empowered over knowing how to lose weight, and getting a jump start, how to protect yourself from sugar cravings, and gaining a new reverence for food, and just this real vision for your empowered health. It starts November the 15th, goes to the 19th. It's just 1 hour Zoom call, and it's about a commitment to your beliefs, which are going to change and guide your actions. It's about never giving up and knowing that health is in your hands. So I help build confidence and creativity. It's about real food, real cellular energy. It's an empowerment over your health, and this whole idea of deciding that you're going to self-nourish with no diets, and just going this mentality that delicious, never deprived mindset. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to follow me for more great content. Again, you can check out my website for the C.R.E.E.D program. The early sign up goes through this Sunday. My Facebook and my Instagram account, I do a lot there. So let me stop the share. And thank you for tuning in. Let's just see how we're finishing up with the meal here. It's going to be my delicious, yummy, quick meal. So I basically just used a few things that I had with fresh spices, put this together, and it's ready, because I only wanted to wilt the Swiss chard. How easy is that? So I'm going to be topping, this is fresh oregano for my plant. I'm going to put some fresh oregano on here. I have little herb scissors. And I'm just going to put it in a lovely bowl. And that's why I have these Italian white bowls. I actually love these. this meal by myself. What's so yummy about this here? I'll show you the herb scissors. Snip off some, put on there. Create yourself something nice, and I hope y'all learned something. One more thing, because I have jars of nuts, I actually was craving some almonds or some cashews. Those are really great raw cashews. I'm just going to add a few raw cashews. Texture is another really big thing that I'm really all about too. So getting the texture into things, you have a little bit of a crunch, a little bit of sweetness, all different. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. And next week we're going to talk about healthy shifts for Thanksgiving favorites. There's so many of them, and they're also going to be in my book. So have a great week, and thanks for tuning in.